Hey guys, how y'all doing? My name is Bill. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making two things. First thing I'm making is going to be this right here. This is a cutting board, and you can see the paw. I have it actually cut the claws out of it. I thought that added a really nice touch to it. But you see how thick it is. It's almost a half an inch thick, and it's I think 15 by 8 or something like that. So I'm making it out of cypress wood. The cypress wood, when I was doing my looks on it, it's a good wood because it's not a hard wood, so you don't want to go chopping on it. But it's a good wood because it does deal well with water, moisture content, things like if you're putting it up on there, you're trying to cut it, it'll do real well with that. It will mark a little bit, but they say when you put the mineral oil, because this is what I used for it to treat it, is that mineral oil. If you can see it, that's what I used to treat it. It's all over the place. When you treat it again, it tends to get those fibers to kind of come back together again. I have on my laser. I'm using it on the 10 watt today, but I'm going to show you real quick what it's doing over there. Because I'm also making, that's the cutting board, and I'm also making a tray to be used for a grill, so you can put all your stuff on there, carry it out, put it down, do all your stuff, put it back on the tray, and carry everything back in. So that's roughly 24 inches by 12 inches, and I'm going to show you what that's looking like on the laser right now. So let's switch over there. You can see it. It's upside down. I know I got to do something a little better with that camera, but you can see what it is. It's engraving right now. It's just about done engraving it, so I'll be able to put that mineral oil, food grade mineral oil on that as well too in just a little bit, but it's doing its thing. So today I wanted to kind of get on LightBurn. I used two machines. I used my CNC, my 4040 Reno Pro, and I'm also using my Artur 10 watt because I wanted the darkerness of the 10 watt and I wanted it to just be a better look for it. So I'm using the 10 watt Artur and the Jimitsu 4040 Reno Pro. I used the Jimitsu to cut it out. And that's the wood right there. You see how thick it is? And you see how I got it cut out of it. So I had to do it in two passes because the Jimitsu is only 15 3/4 by 15 3/4, just under 16 by 16. So I had to do, for the 24, I had to do 12, and then cut another 12. And then I used wood dowels. I used this kit right here, the dowel jig kit. I used that to put it together. So I was hoping to not see a line where the crease is, but I do. There's nothing I can do about it, so it's what it is. But it did do real well. It's finishing up. Once it's done, I'll show it to you. But I'm going to put mineral oil. I'm going to soak that in for a couple hours in that food grade mineral oil. And I'm going to jump into LightBurn real quick to show you the process of what I did of doing it. So, in LightBurn, I bought this file right here. I bought this on Etsy. It was like $4 and something. So I bought that, brought it into LightBurn, and then all I did was I right-clicked on it. Well, click on it first, then right-click, and then I traced image. And once it did this, then all I did was hit OK. I just left it exactly how it is. I hit OK. I tried it both ways. I tried to do a grayscale with this, but if you look real close on the edges, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see them. No, yeah, you should be able to see them, but I don't see them right this minute. You got all these little dots. They were all over the place on the exterior side. I think that's right. With this one here, I actually went through and I penciled around all of this to get rid of all that extra that it didn't need to have. So that's right. But that's the image I did, and all I did was I just right-clicked on it, traced image, and then once it pulled up, I hit OK. And it's going to change that to the image that we have. And, of course, it's got a lot of things to it, so it is making my computer a little bit slow. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that for now because I already have it saved. The other thing I did is I went on the internet and I found a bear claw. And I wanted the bear claw to be on the cutting board, as you can see, but I also wanted to put the bear claw in the corners to try to cover, you know, make up some of the emptiness of the wood. So I just went, I just got a bear claw off the internet, brought it in, and then just went ahead that way. We'll start with the cutting board first. Let me pull that over here. And what I did is I just took my bear claw and I shrunk it down. I think it's about 2 inches by 2 inches. Yeah, roughly right about somewhere right in there. And then what I wanted to do is I wanted to have that on the wood. So I created an offset of it. So I came over here and I hit the offset, made sure it was outward and round. Let me close that out because I want to go back into millimeters. Go back into offset, outward, and round. And let's go ahead and click off the delete now. Delete objects. And then what I did is I just kind of brought it up until I got what I was looking for to get that bear claw. That actually would have been perfect right there. I think I went up just a little bit more. I think I went up right there. And then I just hit OK. Now what I did is I ungrouped this because I want to get rid of these little anomalies in here. So I ungrouped it. Then I clicked on this one, hit Control. Clicked on that one. I right clicked and I hit delete. Now with these, rather than have it come down and cut into that, I just went ahead and I node edited this. And all I did was I just drug across, got rid of all those nodes. Hit D on your keyboard to get rid of them. And I'll probably come up a little bit higher. And then I just took this and I just kind of brought it down to make it a little bit smoother. And then I did the same thing on this side as well here. Got rid of all these. Alright, and then just kind of smooth it out. I worked a little bit on it, played around a little bit until I got it to where I wanted it, but it looks something like that. So, that's what the bear claw looked like, and that's how I was able to get it. I could have just came straight across here because it would have looked nice, but I think the way I have it here, it looks really, really nice. It comes down in, it's got that little smoothness to it. And it comes down here and has a little bit of smoothness to that as well too. And then of course you have your claws on the inside. I want to actually select all this. And I'm going to hit the period key to have it change it to up and down. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this inside piece, move it out of the way, so we can make the actual board itself. Let me get this piece. All this piece was for me to line my wood on the laser bed. That's all that was for. So let's start out with, we'll use this piece right here. I'm going to hit Control and D to duplicate that. And we're going to move it over here. Let's get this one up out of the way so it's not in our way. And let's take this. That should be, is it? Let's lock this, and I want to make it just an even 12. Okay. So what I did was I just took another box, rectangle. Doesn't have to be any specific size right this minute. And then I just took that rectangle, brought it inside here. And I want to make sure I had enough room here and here. As you can see right here, you want to make sure you have enough room for it, because you don't want that to be brittle, so you don't want it too skinny here and you don't want it too wide there. So I think that came out perfect. But let's go ahead and grab our bear claw. Bring the bear claw over here. And let's make this a little bit, what is that, 3 width. Let's make it 2, see what 2 looks like. Probably that'll be, well, you want this to be able to fit in there as well too. So let's bring that here, and I think that actually looks pretty good. Yeah, I kind of like that. So now the question is, how far do you want to go off? As you can see on this one, I didn't go off very far. It only went to right about here, so that the bear claw could fit down in there. So we'll drop this one down just a little bit. And this is yours. This is whatever you want to see it as. There is no science to this. It's whatever you want. I'm going to put it right about there. Now I want to make sure that that is centered before I go too far. So we got it selected. Now let's hold control, select the outer box, and let's hit this up here to center it. Now we are centered. And let's get this out of the way. So I think that's going to be good enough going up and down. So let's go ahead and select these. I want to control duplicate just in case I screw up. I'll be able to not have to keep hitting back. I'll have another copy right there. So let's go ahead and hit both of these, and we're going to just weld them together. Okay. Now, let's take this bear claw that we did the offset on and make sure it is grouped, which it is now. Then I'm going to hold this line with control, and I want to center that. And now all I want to do is I want to bring that down to get over top of that box. So let's go down and maybe hit control just to go a little bit right about there. Let's try that. Now what you want to do, you have it grouped. You want to ungroup it real quick. Then you want to click this one and this one, and we're going to hit the boolean, and we're going to come across, and we want to see which one it is we want. Nope. 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 And that's the one we want. Okay. So we're going to hit OK on that. And I'm just waiting for my computer to finish doing its thing so I can move to the next part. There we go. Alright, so now I don't like square corners. You see I got the radiuses here. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do probably 1 inch for a radius here and probably a ½ an inch for a radius on the inside ones. So let's go ahead and hit the radius tool and come up here. We want to change that to 1 for 1 inch. Because as you see, I'm in inches up here, not millimeters. So there's 1 inch. Double click on it, and it just made a radius on that. You can do that there. If you wanted the bottom to be square, you can. I wanted mine to be curved, so that's that. Now the other thing you want to do is you want to get radiuses in here too. Helps a little bit with sanding, making things smooth and all that. So we don't want 1 inch. As you see, 1 inch is too much. So let's undo, and we're going to change that to 0.5, ½ of an inch, and let's see how that looks. And that looks good. I like that. So that's what I did for the board itself. Like I said, I had to use my CNC machine to cut this out, so I had to make sure that I stayed below 16 or 15 and 3/4 inches, I believe is what it was. So I'll come down here to the bottom, and let's see how much room what we are looking at. Zoom in so I can get a little bit lower. That's close enough. Now we know we're just a little bit above the top here, just a little bit above the bottom, and what are we? 15.34, so we're below the 15.75. So this size is absolutely perfect. So I can get rid of that. That was just to see what it actually was. I could have clicked this, and it would have been a 15.26. So you would have known that you didn't have to draw the box. I don't know. I always did. I always have and always do. But you know for sure you got it. But you know from this top to this bottom is 15.26. You could have also done your ruler. Got to the top. Easier said than done. And then hold shift and then come down. But it's not going to let me do it because I got to get to where I'm looking at both sides. So get the bullseye, come down. Once you get down here, hold shift, and you'll see it's going to be perfect in there. And then get it somewhat close. You got your, and it was 15.26. You can see it on the right hand side. It was right there. Go up, get your bullseye, and it's 15.26. Well, close enough. 15.122. But that is what it is. You saw it with that other box. So anyway, there are a couple ways you can do that. Just trying to show you different ways to do the same thing. So with that done, we have this bear claw and cutting board is done. All we have to do is send this to MillMage or whatever it is you're using. I'm using MillMage right now. Loving it. Or you can use whatever one you're using. But I use MillMage. It works perfect for me right now. And what I'm doing, I'm still learning it, but you know, I love it. Same as LightBurn. So I took this and I sent that to MillMage. Now this, let me hit the comma key to bring it back straight up and down. I know it looks like a bunch of blob, and hit Control Alt W, and now you can see when you zoom in, you do have a nice little image coming together now. You see it, it's really, really nice. It came out really nice with the cutting board, and it's coming out really nice with the grill tray. So all you want to do now is you want to make this the size of what you want here. Do you want it up and down, or do you want it sideways like I had it? I wanted it to be sideways so it could be hung on a wall, or it could be sat, standing like up on the side on a stove. To me, it looked better that way. So let's get this. Let me hit undo and undo. Get that back to the color that I want. Nope. Go forward. And let's change that back to red. Okay. So we have our bear claw, and we have our cut that we're going to have for the CNC machine to do its thing. Now, let's take this again, select them both, hit the period key. Now let's go comma, comma. I want it to the left side. Drop this down. And now let's take our bear here, our bear scene, hit comma, and let's bring that down and fit that inside what you have here. So, we're going to hit the bear scene is grouped, as you can see right here. We're going to hit the red, hit control, hit that red line, and we're going to go ahead and center it, get it centered in. Nope, we don't want it that way because it's going to take that bear claw in effect with it. So let's take this one, hold the comma key, and let's bring that down and center that into the middle here. Alright, and that's pretty close right there. Now you're going to click off of everything, hit the bear, because the bear is going to move, and then the second one you hit will stay. So we'll hit that outer line, and we're going to center it, and you'll see if it moves or not, which it did, and it moved and put it perfect. We have plenty of room up here. It looks good here, looks good there, and the bottom is plenty of room for the bottom. So that looks really good right there. And we're going to take this line and we're going to change that to a blue toolpath, a T2, because we don't want to actually have that engrave or anything, or cut or nothing. So that's it for the cutting board. That's how easy it was. You can use any graph you want. You can make your handle whatever you want to make your handle. Trust and believe, if you customize it and if you had deer and you made it antlers instead, or if you had whatever it is you want to have, a horse and you had a horse going up here instead, and whatever it is, you can have a million different things you can do with it. But you just create it to whatever it is, and it'll turn heads. It looks really nice. So this one is ready to go. And then all you have left, I can go ahead and delete this. I don't need this, I can delete that. And all you have left now is just the grill board. And with the grill board, like I said, it was 12 inches by 24 inches. And you can look at my tool path right here, the T2 tool path. You'll see that it is 12 inches by 24 inches. And as you saw with the cedar, with the wood that I had, you saw that it was actually how thick it was and how big it was, and I used the CNC to actually, all I did to CNC was to just cut it out. So, and then I did bear claws just for each corner. I angled them out just to give it a little something to fill up the gap here. And you do the same thing as you did with this, except for the handle part. You just create yourself a box, rectangle, square, whatever you want to call it, and make it 24 tab 12. 24, and I didn't do the width of 24. So let's do the 24, 24. Oh, and you know why? Because I have the lock here locked. Aspect ratio is locked. So let's leave that at 24 and let's change this to 12. Alright, now you have the same board that you have. I'm going to hit Control and D to duplicate that because you are going to want that piece for later. So hit Control D, duplicate it, slide that off to the side. And what you're looking at here is your image is already done, so you're just going to size it to this. Your bear claw is already done. You're just going to size them to what you have, what you need. So all you need to do is just get your cutouts for your handles to be able to hold it. And all you do is you go ahead and get your square. And it doesn't matter the size when you're starting out, just go ahead and get a square. And this is preference, whatever you want it to be. This is not a science, it's whatever you want it to be. You want a little bit of meat on the sides because you don't want it to be fragile. And you don't want it too small that your hands can't get in between here to grab it. So you just got to get whatever it is you want to see it as. And I think, what is this at? 5 inches high. Let's just make it an even 5. Even though 5's an odd, we're going to make it an odd 5. And then we're going to take that, hit Control, select that, and now we want to make sure we are centered up and down. So that's going to be this one right here. And you're going to see it move just slightly a little bit. We're going to hit Control. Nope, we're going to hit just the red one. Control D to duplicate that. And let's pull that way over to the other side. Just hitting the right arrow key just to get it to move. Because I want it to stay somewhat on that same level. So, let's go just one more. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we want to figure out how much we want it to come in. And I can't remember what I did on that one. But if you go with your ruler here, and this is whatever you want it to be, not a science, not, and it's roughly, I don't know, what does that say? Roughly 1.5 inches worth going in. So we can do the same thing. Or you can make it 1 inch, you can make it 2 inches, you can make it whatever you want. Let's hit OK. And this is 1.4. So I'm just going to change that to 1.5. Alright, then I'm going to select it, move it in. I'm going to hit Control, select this, and now I want to just have that move right to that line. Now that should weld in perfect. We're going to do the same with this over here. I should have done this measurement first and did the 1.5, figure out how much I wanted it. That's okay, it's not that big of a deal. 1.5. And let's go ahead and select that and then move it back inside. Hit Control, hit that, and then let's just have it move to the right. and it's going to put it right there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to select both of these, and let's weld it. Select both of these, and weld it. Now there's your board. There's your grill board. Now you want to put radiuses around these corners again. I would do exactly the same thing we did. We got it set at 0.5, so let's go ahead and click the 0.5, and let's do these inside ones, 0.5. All right, do the same over here. And let's go ahead and change that 0.5 now to a 1 for 1 inch, because remember we are in inches yet, right here on inches. And we're going to make that an inch radius. And there it is. There's your board. Now I don't know if I actually did an inch or maybe I did a little bit smaller, whatever. It doesn't matter. It still looks good. It doesn't look bad at all. I would probably do it maybe a ½ inch for all of them, so I would just go back and I would make them all probably half it, because it looked a little big, so we'll just do 0.5, a ½ an inch for all of them. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Don't look as big as what it was looking. All right, so there's your board. And all you want to do now is you want to put your bear claws. You want to put them in there if you'd rather trees in there, or I don't know, fox in there, or a different kind of bear. Whatever you want in the corners, you can just put whatever you want into those corners. And you can see I did mine all a little bit different color. The reason is it just would have been quicker than having this thing go all the way across. I went on a 45 degree to do this, and then it's going to go and it's going to do each one of these. I looked at all the settings on LightBurn, and this came up like 10 minutes quicker than any of the other ones you had. If you did it all at once, or however it is you could have changed them, it was like almost 10 minutes quicker. So I just changed them all, 45 millimeters a minute at 100% power for everything. And then the cutting I did, like I said, I just cut the board out in MillMage with the CNC, so that made it a little bit nicer for that. And like I said, I had to cut mine in half because I don't have a big enough machine to do 24 inches. Like I said, my machine is just under 16 by 16. So what I did with that, well, what you can do now is you have this saved. Let's go ahead and click this line, because we just want to do that outer line. Hit Control D and duplicate it. And let's bring that up here. We can take both of these and we can right click. Let's go ahead and we'll copy it. And then we can go to MillMage and pull up MillMage. If you have MillMage, awesome. If you don't, just pull it into whatever software you're using. Oh, I can't do it on this one. That's right. This I got a free subscription for 30 days. Everyone does. It ran out, so I can't pull it up on this one here. I do apologize about that. The other computer I have, it just ain't fast enough to run the video cameras for this, so I won't be able to show you that. But it's real easy. I'll drop another video later about that. It's not hard at all. Oh, I still have one day. Well, let's keep our mouth shut and let's go ahead and do it. So we're going to want 24 by 12. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And I'm actually going to make it width of 26 and 12, so we'll make it 14. We'll just make it a little bit bigger than what it is. I'll leave everything else the same. I'm not worrying about that right now. Now you see, there it is. I can go ahead in here and paste it. And she might pull up for us. Let's see. Come on, cross our fingers. I don't know what. There is definitely not. Was I in millimeters? Let's go out. Easy enough to change. File. Project setup. I'm in millimeters like a dummy. So to make this 26, You don't have to know what it is in millimeters. Just put 26 and hold your shift and your comma key. I'm sorry, no shift, just your comma key. And then that's going to put the 26 inches. Now you come down here, put 14, shift, comma key. It's going to put it in the inches, as you can see. 26, 12, 14, shift, comma key, and there it is. Now we're just going to hit OK. Now it's going to put it in there. Now I can take this one here, and let's just bring it up into the center, right about there. Now what I had to do for this, because like I said, I had to cut it in half. All I did was just, I used the pencil, came up here, drew a line down, hold shift to get it to go straight. As you can see, it, I'm moving, but it's going straight. Click, come off it, right click. Now, all I did, got my scissor tools, cut that off. Let me go back. Let's cut this off. Okay, it ain't letting me scissor this on this, so I must have did it on the other one, but that's okay. Let's do another way to do it. Come in here, zoom in real tight. No, let's make sure. First, we're going to make sure that we are centered. This, hit control, that, and let's make sure that we are centered. And we are centered. Now, zoom in close. That looks like it's got a little curve to it. It sure does. We're going to hit the node editing, and right on there, we're going to insert a node. Hit I for insert, and let's go down to the bottom here. Zoom all in, get your bullseye. Well, you know where it is. Hit I for insert. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to click, get it red, highlight it red, hit B for break, and let's put that back where that was. We didn't want that one to move. Get this side over here to move. Put this back where it was. Alright, and then we're going to do the same up here. We're going to come up here, we're going to hit B for break. And get that out of the way. Now, we're going to click these two. You know why I did that? I'm gonna tell you why I did that. Because this was not on red. If that would have been on red, it would have been perfect. Let me go back. Let me try that. Alright. Let's change this one to the red tool layer. And now let's go ahead and get our scissors. Still ain't letting me do it. Isn't that something? That is... should have definitely been able to do that. Alright, so let's go back. And click off it. Click the red one. Hit your node edit in. Come in tight. Hit I for insert, B for break, get that out of the way, and let's put that one in there. Now come back down here, hit I for insert, B for break, and let's go ahead and let's just delete that. And we'll take all these, hit D for delete. Let's get rid of that one there, hit D for delete. And now we want to take these, edit, join selected shapes. And it don't look like you joined us. Let's put that on the red. Let's get the scissor tools. Get rid of that chunk. Get rid of that chunk. And let's click on it. And it's all selected. Now all you got to do is hit Control D to duplicate it. Slide it over. Mirror it to the other side, and now you have your two pieces right there. So that's all you have to do in order to be able to cut it, and then you use your wood dowels and all that other stuff to join them all back together. So let me see, is it still doing its thing? Just about finished. A few more minutes. Outstanding. Excuse me. So you would put this on your bed of your CNC. You get your wood, you put it on there, and all you got to do is just, well, we'll set up a tool path for it. So let's get this one, and let's get that out of the way. Let's take this, and I want that to be on the bottom corner. As close as I possibly can, because my wood was 16 by 12, I think is what it was. It was like almost 3/4 of an inch thick. So by having this the size of what I made it, it just gives me a little more room to maneuver things around in. I could have made it exactly the 24 by 12, but I liked it this way by just having a little bit more. Now when I go to set up my tool paths and everything, it knows that it's going to only come just a little bit to start doing it. It's going to keep it real close. If I had it over here, and then it would end up moving it on your CNC machine to wherever. So just keep it in that bottom corner, and you'll be good to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to click. And I used for this, because it is big enough that I can use it, I used the 1/4 inch bit, so I was able to be a little bit more aggressive with it and go as quick as what I can and as deep as what I can, so it didn't take as long, because I do have to cut 2 of these sections out. You click new orientation right here, and we want a profile. We actually want to cut that out. Now first thing you want to do is you want to select your tool. I don't have that set in here on this computer, so I'm going to use this one here, the Blue Nano, and we're going to go with the, let's go with the titanium 0.4, V-bits 1.4. Let's go with the 3 mil bit, and it's going to put in there what it's going to do, the speed, the power, and all that. Now you want to put down whatever your thickness of your wood is, and we're just going to say 0.75. Nope, we're going to say whatever that would be is 28. We'll say 28 millimeters. That's how thick it is. And we're going to go depth per pass at 1. That's real conservative. You have to mess around with your own settings. And we're going to go outside. I don't want it to go inside. I don't want it to go along it. I want it to go outside, because I do want that to remain that 12 inches by 24 by 20, well, 12 by 12. And then all you got to do, click OK. Now, click on this, assign shape, and now you see it got real red and real big. It knows to go ahead and cut that. Once you cut that out, flip your board, move it over, and then you can go ahead and you can cut that out again. And that's as simple as that. Once you get it done, put your wood dowels, your wood glue, your clamps, clamp it all together, let it sit overnight, and you got it. It's done. Now, let's get this one out of the way, and let's put this one up in here. Keeping it as close to the bottom and left as what we can. And you're going to do the same thing there. You're going to click on this, you're going to get rid of that, which is fine. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to do new orientation. You're going to do a profile again. Select the tool, and you're going to want to do something 3 millimeter will be fine, because you want it to be able to get inside those grooves. Final depth of 28 millimeters again, because that's how thick that wood was. And 1 per pass, and we want to go outside again. We do not want to go inside. We want it to go outside. And we're going to click OK. Click on it, and you can see now you have it what it is. And if you do a test of what it is, how long it's going to take, you're going to see it's going to take 56 minutes to cut this out. And you can add your tabs. You can do whatever you need to do right there. You can also add them as well right here. So I'm going to unclick the tabs and hit OK. Let your machine do its thing. It's going to cut that out, and from there you take it back to LightBurn, sand it, do all your stuff to it, get it all nice and flat and level, plane it. I had to cut it out first because my planer is 12 inches. This wood is 16 inches wide, so I had to actually cut it out before I could actually plane it. And that's why it took forever, because unfortunately I'm doing 3/4 inch thick wood instead of making it like a 1/2 inch or whatever it is you want to make it. So that's what made it really tough. It took so many passes to do it, but I had no choice because I couldn't get that any thinner. You see how thick that is, and you see how wide it is. I couldn't get it through my planer, so I had to actually cut it out first, and then after I cut it out, then I can easily, so I didn't break those fingers on the end of this, the claw marks. I easily planed it and got it down to the 1/2 inches, just a hair over a 1/2 inch for the cutting board. It's doing the claws now. That's perfect. That came out absolutely awesome. Let me send you over there and look at that. That came out really nice. Now it's doing the claw marks on the corners. It's got that one that's going to move away and do its thing. But that came out. That's beautiful. That came out really nice. If you think so, drop me a comment. See what tell me what you think. I wish the camera was the other way, but you can see it's nice and dark. It looks really nice. Drop me a comment. Tell me what you think about it. You bring it back to your LightBurn, you put it on your thing, and then you go ahead and set up your files and send it away and have it do its thing. It really wasn't hard. The biggest thing was buying the picture off of Etsy. I was a little nervous. I didn't know how it was going to come out, but it did come out really nice. You never know when you buy something. This actually, it was worth the $4. So to me, it was worth it, and it worked out perfect. But in LightBurn, all you had to do was get my eyes back on. So in LightBurn, all you got to do is take this piece here, because that's the one that you have for the big guy, and you're going to hit comma just to have it go up and down. Put that in here. This is going to be what you're going to use to align your wood to your laser. So when you home it and then you go ahead and you frame it, you're going to frame it with this piece here, because it's hard to frame it when you got these little pieces here. So I just put that extra, and you got the curves. I just put the extra piece there just so I knew they were square and straight, just so I can frame this to make sure I get it as close to perfect as what I can. But I did not offset the claws. I just kept the claws what they are. There is no offset on the claws like there was on the handle up here. I had to do the offset. So there is no offsets on the claws. And I put 4 of them, and I just had them angled out on all corners. But you're going to take your piece here now. Let's get this. I can leave that right there for now. Let's go ahead and click all this, and I want to group this all together. And I want to hit the common key to have it go up and down. No, let's go period, period. I want it to go that way. I want this to be the bottom and this to be the top. Now, we got it grouped together. Now I can go ahead and I can hit Control, select this one. I'm sorry, let me do it again. Click. Hold Shift, click that other box, and then bullseye it in the middle. Now, when you're doing it, and once you know your settings, and you do all your settings, all you want to do is you want to turn off all these settings. And the only one you're going to want to leave on, and I'm going to make this a different color. For some reason, mine is not framing on the T1 or T2. So I'm going to change that to one that I'm not using. I'll put that at a 9. Nope, let me go back because it did everything. click, put that on 9. Okay, and now all you're going to do is on the 9 you're going to have it output so that you can actually frame. Everything else is all turned off except for your frame. Then you can lay your board on your I don't need a honeycomb because I'm not cutting through, it's just engraving. Lay it on top of your table and go ahead and frame it and have it frame that entire piece, and just keep adjusting it until you get it absolutely perfectly framed going around. Once you're done with that and you have it framed, you're going to go ahead and you're going to uncheck the framing box that you did, and you're going to turn on the black layer, the red layer, the blue layer, and the green layer, the yellow layer. So you're going to turn all those all back on, and then also your orange layer, so that you have all your layers all turned on. But you don't want the blue. Is that the same color? I think it is. No, that is actually, ungroup it. I think that color is a T2. Let's change it to T1. All right, so that is your T1. So now you have all your stuff. You have all your cuts and layer. You have everything perfect. You're engraving. Your fill on all those. You got your right speeds, your right power. All you got to do, hit send and let it go to town. That's all you got to do. And once it's done, you got yourself a really nice piece. Like I said, you can make this anything. It can be anything that you possibly want. But as you can see, it's a it came out real nice. Let me swap back over. Alright, as you can see, it looks real nice. It came out really, really, really nice. Let me look and make sure you can see it real good. It came out really nice. This one not as dark as what I wanted. The reason it's not as dark, I did the same speed, the same power, but it's not as dark as the other one. Reason is, my lens was a little bit dirty. If you look at, you see how much darker that is right there. That is so much darker than what it is on this. That's because my lens was dirty. This 10 watt, I don't have an air assist for it, so Ortura has a nice fan. It does blow down nice, but I don't have the air for it, so I can't do what I don't have. So I use I have a 6-inch fan. I have a 6-inch fan that I use as a smoke extractor, and I just keep it there, and hopefully it'll pull. I don't smell any smoke, so it is doing its thing, but it'll pull all that smoke through there. Except for now, it's on the opposite end of where my smoke extractor is, so it's not pulling as much away. So it will get some soot built up on that, 'cause I don't have that. I don't have air on that nozzle, so, but I can't do anything about it. So the hose broke, and I need to get this done. So I think that's it. I think it came out really nice. I can't wait till this is done. I'll get it prepped, and I'll put the mineral oil on it, the food grade mineral oil, and it'll be done. So if you like it, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs up. It don't matter, just give me thumbs up. Throw me a comment how much you liked it, what you maybe would have done a little bit different, or how you would like to have seen it done a little different, or how you would do it a little bit different. But whatever, just send me something down there below. Drop a couple 1s or 2s if you learned something that you didn't know before. Drop those in there. I didn't get a whole lot into LightBurn because I have videos on LightBurn. I didn't get a whole lot into MillMage. I have a couple videos on MillMage. If you want to see any of that stuff and the breakdown of how I do all that, you can go to those other videos and you can watch them, and you'll be able to see exactly how I do them. And I just want to go through it just to show you, but quickly and briefly, to get this video as short as what I can. I'm already at an hour now, so I got 51 minutes, so I got to figure something, cut some stuff out or something. So hope you liked it. If you did, thumbs up. Share the channel. Let me know what you want to do with it. And till next one, stay safe. I appreciate y'all. And till next one.